Hey, y'all, that's one of the most touching things ever. I've never cried through the national anthem. We got let's see. The White House is going to talk about all these fucking fucked up shit we're going through. Let's see if we can get that on. All right, I'm back. Sorry. It's fucking bad when the national anthem makes you cry. Never in my life. Okay, I'm going to turn this on here while we get ready to watch this briefing. Hey, Be Good. Hey, Shelma. Frank. We got 1 minute, it says. I'm really not all the way awake yet, but I wanted to get this out there. Be Good. I love you. Is people still fucking with you, Be Good? Good for you, Be Good, because that's what they want you to do is be scared. Don't be scared. Oh, some fucking internet thugs. Fuck them. What are they gonna do? Tell your real name? You know, I don't get this doxed and shit on here. Excuse me. Some people fucking deserve it, though. Just saying. But you don't, Be Good. You're a sub and you don't bother nobody. And I'll say your name however I want to say your name, Frank. Come on, lady. Now I'm early and I've done put myself up here for this and wasn't even prepared. Here you are. You can't even get on time. Chris Stapleton, man, he fucking nailed the national anthem. I couldn't believe it. I cried. He made grown men cry. Damn. I love Chris Stapleton. His music will get to you so. Come on, lady. He did do amazing, Crazy Acres. Hello. Didn't he, man? I cried. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm crying over the national anthem. Never in my life. But to me, it made me think of how our country used to be before we got in shambles like we are now. And you all are probably in different parts of the country from where I grew up in the United States. Like even through high school, I believe they would play every morning before school, they would play the national anthem. Then we all as a class would have to say the Pledge of Allegiance. And I don't even know if they do that for kids anymore. I didn't even watch the whole game. I just watched the end of it, honestly. I wanted to watch the halftime show, but I missed it. But I think Chris done better than Rihanna, honestly. Rihanna didn't make me cry. Chris did. Yeah, I seen it be good. Bless his heart. Yeah, I'm going to go over that too. I was going to keep my mouth quiet until Patty had to open her fucking mouth. Yeah, we're going to go over that later. Creek Squad, baby. Fuck you, Patty, bitch. Why isn't this going yet? No, that national anthem was the best. It just made me realize a lot, man. Creek Squad, that's right, be good. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Nobody was even talking about Patty or nothing. And then bam, here she comes. Had to get people talking about her again. Attention seeking bitch. She wants to talk about Katie Noel and Nicole Arbor and all these people, but it was okay. You never said a word about your son or to anybody else when it was beneficial to you. You know what I mean? Like, why you want to come out now and do this shit? Why, if it was the wrong thing, why didn't you stand up for what was right at the time with these people? Why now you want to come and throw him under the bus? Because you're fucking wrong, Patty. You know you're fucked. Leave the boy alone. See what Crazy Acres. See, that blows my mind about the halftime show because Rihanna's pregnant too. I didn't like the halftime show. That's the first time I've not liked a halftime show. Y'all remember? It was a while back when The Weeknd, he done the halftime show, I believe it was. Was it The Weeknd that done it? But it was fucking great. Yeah, Chris Stapleton was the star of the halftime or the Super Bowl, most definitely. Bingo, be good. Bingo. Same for me, Crazy. But I was going for the Chiefs for sure. Yeah, I expected more from Rihanna, especially her being pregnant like that. And yeah, I didn't miss nothing. Evidently, when I missed it, I watched a replay of it, but it's not what I was expecting from Rihanna. I love Rihanna. She's amazing. And that wasn't it. And her that high up in the air being pregnant, that gave me anxiety. What are we waiting for here? Why ain't this bitch talking? You didn't miss nothing, Frank. Honestly, we didn't miss nothing with the Hey, Wacky Tacky. We didn't miss nothing. It wasn't what I was expecting for Rihanna to perform. I like Beyonce too, but I really love Rihanna. I love a lot of Rihanna and Eminem's music they done together. I loved Eminem. I think Ron Upchurch is like the country version of Eminem. I swear I do. They're both self-made, you know? I love that about musicians and artists. The ones that are self-made and they come from struggles and work their way up. And I'm waiting for some Whitehouse information on these fucking balloons. She's late. Hey, Tammy Lou, my twin. I hope you're good, Tammy. Did you see that old bitch, Mary, trying to fuck with me again? Oh, fucking sniffling bitch. Hope you have a good day, Tammy Love. What the hell? Why is this late? Get it. Why the hell you gonna be late for this briefing when you know fucking all of America's waiting to watch it? Yeah, fucking Mary from Savannah be good. She's tried fucking starting on me again. I ignored it really, but I've never fucked with that girl. I did fuck with her when she fucked with me because she accused Tammy Lou here. She accused her of being me, and they were bullying her, thinking it was me down there in Savannah. And that really pissed me off because it wasn't me. You want to bully me? You come to me. You don't bully an innocent woman like that because you think it's me. You don't know for sure. And I felt so bad for her. And that's why I fucking spoke up on that because that wasn't right what they done to her just because they thought she was me down there. She was sitting over there. She wouldn't bother nobody. And they wanted to fucking bully her and stuff and record it. No, that's when I spoke up on this shit because they're not going to bully an innocent woman like that. And I was innocent too because I didn't even fucking do, oh, that's cotton candy. That's cotton candy. Queen Bee and Share Center. No, it wasn't. It was Tammy that wasn't bothering nobody. She is nasty as fuck. Oh, jury duty. Oh, Lord, love. Good luck. You have a great day. I don't know what the fuck. Yeah, be good. She's a mess. And fucking House of Williams is the one that was recording it. And her video of them trying to say it was me is the one that House of Williams struck my channel down over. I got it back, obviously, because it was wrong, because it was fucking about me. Fucking Mary, man, I don't know what her obsession with me and Queen Bee is, but cotton candy. It's cotton candy, y'all. Queen Bee and Share Center. No, if I was there, motherfuckers, you'd know it. Tammy took it cool, man, because you got up my face acting like that. Yep, she struck me down, but I won. She didn't think I'd fight it, but I did. I've lost my channel twice, and I got it back twice because I fought the counter DCMAs that they fucking filed against me. First time I was at fucking Check It TV in the Kylie Rodney case, I lost my channel, but I got it back. Come on, bitch! I want to see what the fuck's going on with their country. American skies become a war zone. We already knew that. Let me see here. I think I still got that video where they were harassing her. I never took it down. It got took down for like 2 weeks while I was fighting it, but I got it back. Hey, Frank. Oh, my damn air conditioner's fucking loud. I'm just gonna
Are you
mess
even
around a
there?
little bit. Yeah, I'm here. I'm waiting on this fucking news briefing.
We
Said I'm
know what
not.
you're doing.
What am I doing?
Nothing.
I'm gonna play this video of this fucking bitch. The way they done poor fucking Tammy down there. I didn't mean to say fucking Tammy because I love her. She's a sweetheart. While we
Yeah.
wait. Yeah. Here we go.
And we have this one lady sitting over there alone, right? So that takes a little courage. You got to muster up some courage to sit there like that.
See, that was Tammy over there, not bothering nobody. They thought it was me.
Or you've got to have some good. Oh, you look so cute. Oh, I love Mallory. Listen, I'm so glad to be here. Truly. Listen, hopefully this is the first. We'll be doing more stuff. Listen, eventually I'm going to make it to Hershey, right? We're getting some of them Hershey kisses.
She's going to your.
Oh, okay.
And
let's see. Okay, she looks like she don't know what planet she's on.
Mallory.
Yes.
She needs to tell us something.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Justice? Where's Justice?
Oh no. No. Don't let her do that. Don't let her do that. Wait, what? Don't let a physical altercation break out. All right, she's one person.
We don't like crack whores.
You've been instigating all night.
Yep, sure have.
You've been instigating all night.
All right. Okay. There
And
you
when you
go.
get your ass whooped,
There you
nobody's going
go.
to see it.
Mallory,
Yes.
that was my damn tag.
Oh no, I'm okay.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so what,
I
Miss
couldn't
Ann,
possibly
Miss Ann, what
this
do you
kind of
tell us?
emotion. It's too, you know what I mean? I couldn't even
We're all
eat
here.
if I wanted
Marissa,
to.
Right.
we're all here.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Miss Ann is lit.
Hey, Truly, we're just reminiscing. I know, be good, right?
You see how much of fucking idiots they keep calling the police and somebody comes and got getting flashlight in their face.
All right. So listen, it gets a little. I told you earlier that tensions, people, you know, just like that. So let's just say levity. You've got to be able to introduce levity into situations like this. Sometimes just to make it through, because the last thing you want is a physical altercation to break out and for anyone to get hurt. You know, nobody really wants that. So. All right.
I don't know.
Give you a house shot here.
That's right.
Talking to streaming was saying vile things about you. That's okay.
She's
Listen,
sitting there streaming on YouTube.
it's
and
okay.
Cher went
People
over to
are
her.
always gonna say vile things, right? It's the human condition. It's part of the human
That is
condition.
cotton candy
So,
investigation
you know,
right there.
it really comes down to how we conduct ourselves, especially when we're out in public. Being home, being in your studio is one thing, but when you're out in the world, and it's a different story, right, people? So your behavior matters. What you say really matters out into the world. And like I said, it's a human condition. You know, the most we can do is just try to be mindful of our own behaviors, right? And try to focus on why we're here tonight, and that is baby Quentin, right? Quentin Simon. Okay? So like you said, all this other stuff that's going on is just static. It's just static. It's just noise. It's people are going to get riled up, and that's just the way it is. It is just the way it is.
We got a hot mic, guys. Hot mic. Just wanted to let you know.
Okay.
Ellie was here. You know, we have people.
All right, let me try to tune in and see. I want to try to say hello to a couple people. Mallory, the mediator. Is that a team?
Yeah, that video and a couple more is the ones that Mallory struck of me. Bitch, you was talking about me, trying to harass supposedly me and harassing Tammy instead, thinking it was me. These cotton candy investigates right there. No, it wasn't. Anyways, fucking bitch. But now she started on me again, me and Queen Bee, and I ain't getting in what's going on with her and Queen Bee. I don't really know what's going on with them, but she ain't gonna fucking start on me again. Yeah, we're just squirreling, reminiscing. Fucking bitch. I wish I was there. Did y'all see him whenever Uncle Will rode up on them and they didn't know who it was? It's the funniest shit. Uncle Will went there and confronted them. Scared them to fucking death.
I'm confused. So this Tammy went there, just to, and got attacked over it.
Yeah. Yeah, Tammy, they struck me down. I lost my channel for 2 weeks over it. Yeah, Tammy Lou here in chat, that was her that they were harassing, and they thought it was me. But it was
Cotton
Tammy
candy.
Lou.
Cotton candy.
Yeah, fucking sniffling nose bitch. You never saw the one with Uncle Will? I got it too. It was funny, and Uncle Will went there because he scared the fuck out of Mary. Crazy sniffling nose Mary. Scared the fuck out of her. Hold on, I'll show it too. I got it. They can't strike at me.
Cotton candy.
No, Uncle Will's my bro.
One thing at the top.
Oh, here we go. Never mind.
Started. President Biden has made clear that the United States is prepared to provide any and all types of aid to the people of Turkey and Syria in response to the ongoing humanitarian crisis there, and we continue to take steps to do so. I'm sure you all saw during the Super Bowl yesterday to donate to earthquake relief efforts, and I want to point out some resources just for that. There's a page on USAID's has a list where they have a list of vetted organizations responding to this crisis should individuals want to contribute. You can find that at cidi.org. In Turkey, our urban search and rescue teams continue their efforts assisting in live rescues over the weekend. We also continue to support the Turkish teams on the ground. U.S. military helicopters are providing critical lift for U.S. and international responders. Our teams also continue to conduct structural damage assessments of buildings with the hope of being able to clear as many as possible. To date, they have assessed more than 5,500 buildings, allowing thousands of people who are currently displaced to be able to return home. In Syria, cross-border aid shipments have increased. Yesterday, a fourth UN convoy of 10 trucks from a U.S.-supported humanitarian partner successfully crossed into Syria from Turkey. That brings the total to 52 UN trucks, but more needs to be done. It's critical for the Security Council to authorize 2 additional crossings to help deliver life-saving assistance. We cannot delay any longer. Again,
the earthquake in Turkey and stuff is sad, but why? I hate to even say this, but why are we worrying about other fucking shit right now when our country's fucking crumbling right before our eyes? I just don't get that. Sorry.
To emphasize that any U.S. or international sanctions include exemptions for humanitarian, medical, food, and other aid. And one last thing before I turn it over to the Admiral, I just wanted to make sure we address this from the White House. I know there have been questions and concerns about this, but there is no indication of aliens or extraterrestrial activity with these recent takedowns. Again, there is no indication of aliens or terrestrial activity with these recent takedowns. Wanted to make sure that the American people knew that, all of you knew that, and it was important for us to say that from here because we've been hearing a lot about it. I'm not.
Amen, wacky tacky. I agree.
I'm just, I loved E.T. the movie, but I'm just going to leave it there. with that, with all seriousness, I know there's a lot of questions about the flying objects. Admiral John Kirby is here with us today, and he's going to have a couple things to say at the top about it, and then take your questions. Okay?
Thanks for clearing that up. Makes my job easier. I do have quite a few comments here at the top, so I do hope that you'll just bear with me, and then be happy to take whatever questions you might have. So I'd like to begin today by updating you on our efforts to recover the debris of several objects that the United States Air Force shot down over the last few days, as well as that of the spy balloon belonging to the People's Republic of China. And I'd like to put into some context for you how we have worked and are still working to better understand the issue of high altitude, low speed craft. Now, let me start with the Chinese program. When President Biden came into office, he directed the U.S. intelligence community to do a broad assessment of Chinese intelligence capabilities and to ensure that we were working to detect and to protect against them. I think for reasons that you will all understand, we cannot publicly go into many details about how we discover and counteract foreign intelligence collection efforts, because much of what we have done and are doing is, of course, sensitive. But we were able to determine that China has a high altitude balloon program for intelligence collection that's connected to the People's Liberation Army. It was operating during the previous administration, but they did not detect it. We detected it. We tracked it. And we have been carefully studying it to learn as much as we can. We know that these PRC surveillance balloons have crossed over dozens of countries on multiple continents around the world, including some of our closest allies and partners. We assessed that at this time, these balloons have provided limited additive capabilities to the PRC's other intelligence platforms used over the United States. But in the future, if the PRC continues to advance this technology, it certainly could become more valuable to them. The president also instructed the intelligence community to take a broad look at the phenomenon of unidentified aerial objects. Indeed, President Biden conducted the first ever daily intelligence briefing session devoted to this phenomenon back in June of 2021. He was briefed that this is not just an issue for the United States, but one for the rest of the world. And as I said, our friends and our partners are dealing with this as well. We worked on a bipartisan basis to stand up an office at the Pentagon to study this in partnership with the intelligence community, academic institutions, and the private sector. These unidentified aerial phenomena have been reported for many years without explanation or deep examination by the government. President Biden has changed all that. We are finally trying to understand them better. Now, in light of the Chinese balloon program and this recent incursion into our airspace, the United States and Canada, through NORAD, have been more closely scrutinizing that airspace, including enhancing our radar capabilities, which, as the commander of NORTHCOM and NORAD, General Van Herk, said just last night, may at least partially explain the increase in the objects that have been detected. Slow-moving objects at high altitude with a small radar cross-section are difficult to detect on radar. Even objects the size of the Chinese spy balloon, which had a payload the size of roughly 3 school buses, were not picked up by previous administrations or other countries. We also know that a range of entities, including countries, companies, research, and academic organizations, operate objects at these altitudes for purposes that are not nefarious at all, including scientific research. That said, because we have not yet been able to definitively assess what these most recent objects are, we acted out of an abundance of caution to protect the security, our interest, and flight safety. In Saturday's case, we acted in consultation with the Canadian government, the president speaking personally with Prime Minister Trudeau. The spy balloon was, of course, different because we knew precisely where that was. As we have said, we do not assess that these most recent objects posed any direct threat to people on the ground, and we are laser focused on confirming their nature and purpose, including through intensive efforts to collect debris in the remote locations where they have fallen. In each instance, we have followed the same basic course. We assessed whether they posed any kinetic threat to people on the ground. They did not. We assessed whether they were sending any communication signals. We detected none. We looked to see whether they were maneuvering or had any propulsion capabilities. We saw no signs of that. And we made sure to determine whether or not they were manned. They were not. We did, however, assess that their altitudes were considerably lower than the Chinese high altitude balloon and did pose a threat to civilian commercial air traffic. And while we have no specific reason to suspect that they were conducting surveillance of any kind, we couldn't rule that out. That is why the President, at the recommendation of the Secretary of Defense, the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and the NORTHCOM NORAD commander, gave the order to shoot them down. These missions were completed successfully and safely. Efforts are actively underway right now at all sites to find what is left of those objects so that we can better understand and communicate with the American people what they are. I think it's important to remind the objects in Alaska and Canada are in pretty remote terrain, ice and wilderness, all of that making it difficult to find them in winter weather. The object over Lake Huron now lies in what is probably very deep water. So outside of recovery operations, what are we doing? Well, first, we are continuing to monitor. There are no active tracks today, but the professionals at NORAD will continue to do their important work. Secondly, we are consulting with allies and partners on the challenge of identified aerial phenomenon and how we can all work together to deal with that challenge. The President has directed the Secretary of State, Secretary of Defense, and the Director of National Intelligence to engage with their relevant counterparts to share information and to try to gain their perspectives as well. Again, this is an issue that affects everybody around the world. Third, we will continue to brief members of Congress and relevant state leadership on what we are doing and what we learn. The President has made this a very top priority. We have, over the course of just the last few days, and certainly over the course of last week, reached out to inform and brief members of Congress and relevant state governors of the operations that we were conducting and of the recovery operations that are underway. We've also kept Congress briefed generally on this issue of Chinese surveillance balloons, including classified briefings last August. And last week, administration officials provided classified briefings for all senators and all members of the House of Representatives on the PRC surveillance balloon. We fully expect and anticipate and support the ability to continue these briefings in the days ahead. And fourth, the President, through his National Security Advisor, has today directed an interagency team to study the broader policy implications for detection, analysis, and disposition of unidentified aerial objects that pose either safety or security risks. Every element of the government will redouble their efforts to understand and mitigate these events. And I'm happy to take some questions.
John, if the objects don't pose a military threat and they don't pose a threat to anybody on the ground, why shoot them down? Particularly because the military is routinely monitoring radar blips.
I kind of covered that in the opening statement. Two real reasons here. First, there was a very real potential risk to civilian air traffic. The one shot down on yesterday was about 20,000 feet. And the two shot down Friday and Saturday were at about 40,000 feet. And as you know, transcontinental air traffic is roughly around 30,000 feet. It depends, of course, on weather. And so because we assessed that they weren't manned and weren't being controlled, therefore left to atmospheric conditions, the real risk to safety of flight was a problem. The second purpose, and I talked about this earlier too, was even though we had no indications that any of these three objects were surveilling, we couldn't rule that out. And so there, you want to err on the side of safety here in terms of protecting our national security interests, and the fact that these objects could have and likely did at some point in their path transit over potential military sites of ours or sensitive sites. So again, out of an abundance of caution for those two reasons, the President, with the recommendation of his military leaders, directed them to be taken down.
Because it's so unprecedented, should the public be hearing from the President directly on this?
We have been, I think, as transparent as we can be. I won't speak for the President's personal speaking schedule, but I mean, he has been deeply engaged in every one of these decisions. He's been kept informed, including as of this morning, on what's going on with recovery efforts. He's very much staying on top of the issue and directing his team to make sure we are properly consulting and briefing not just members of Congress, but state leaders as well. And of course, we're also doing what we can in the public sphere.
Can you give the European countries?
Wait a second, sir. Excuse me. Thank you, John. What is the president's standard going to be going forward about when he orders an unidentified object shot down?
It comes down to one simple formulation, and that's if at the recommendation of his military leaders, he believes that the safety and security of the United States, the safety and security of the American people, his prime responsibility, warrant that kind of a decision.
So it's possible we could see these shoot downs on a regular basis like we saw over the weekend?
I don't think it's useful for me to get ahead of where we are right now. The president will always side on preserving and protecting the safety and security of the American people.
You said we're not flying any surveillance balloons over China. Are we flying any other kind of surveillance craft routinely over China?
We are not flying surveillance balloons over China. I'm not aware of any other craft that we're flying over into Chinese airspace.
And then finally, can you tell us anything more about this octagonal object? How big was it?
We're still trying to assess what that was. I'm not going to get into a description. I've seen the press reports about what it looked like. I think we all need to be humble here in terms of what our ability is to positively identify stuff from fighter aircraft that are going several hundred miles an hour past, essentially, in terms of relative motion, a stationary object that was not very big. So we don't know what this exactly looked like. And again, we're still not sure exactly what the purpose of it was or who owned it. But we hope to be able to find out more once we can recover the debris from that one and from the other two as well.
Just a few minutes ago, Prime Minister Trudeau said that there's some sort of pattern to the objects over the last few days. Is that something you could elaborate on, what sort of pattern the White House is seeing?
I'm not familiar with the Prime Minister's comments, so I don't know if I should take a swing at that. I would just tell you that, going back to what I said before, these objects were not being maneuvered. They did not appear to have any self-propulsion. So the likely hypothesis is that they were being moved by the prevailing winds. And maybe perhaps that's what the Prime Minister is talking about. I don't want to speak for him, but certainly as the prevailing winds, particularly at that altitude, go west to east across the North American airspace, I mean, there was a general common movement in that regard.
You spoke at the top about kind of reassessing radar given what happened with the initial balloon. Can you give us a sense? Can we expect, should we assume that this is the regular number of these objects over the United States, that they've always been there and they just haven't been looked at the same way? Or is there any reason to expect that this is more than usual that are flying?
So two thoughts there. I mean, I think we can all get our heads around the fact that there are sometimes things floating at high altitudes for various purposes. As I said, scientific research, weather balloons, all manner of innocuous craft can be aloft at high altitudes. I don't think that that's necessarily unusual here. It's difficult for me to say exactly what you can expect going forward. One of the reasons that we think we're seeing more is because we're looking for more. As you heard General Van Herk mention last night, they have modified the filters and the gains, as we call it, of the radar capabilities to look more discreetly at high altitude, small radar cross section, and low speed objects. And so if you do that, anybody that's operated a radar will know you can set the parameters, and if you set the parameters in such a way that to look for a certain something, it's more likely that you're going to find a certain something.
Given all you've discussed here and the actions the administration is taking and what people have learned, Chinese spy balloon this year and previous years, these unidentified objects that we shoot down, they might have a question. When it comes to these higher altitudes, are America's borders secure?
the president takes, as I said earlier, he takes our national security extremely seriously. He has no higher responsibility than the safety and security of the American people. And I don't think you need to look any further, quite frankly, than the decisions he's made in just the last week to 10 days to evidence that.
But it feels like he's plugging holes. Like these are vulnerabilities that we are discovering in real time.
You're making an assumption there that I don't know that the analysis will actually bear out.
Very much. The president gave the order to shoot down the object over Lake Huron yesterday. Where was he? What kind of information did he have when he gave that order? What was briefed to him? And how did he anticipate the outcome of that?
He was here in the White House. He was kept constantly informed by his national security team and certainly by the military. He made that decision. I couldn't give you the exact time on the clock, but it was, I believe, mid to late morning, and then it was executed in the afternoon.
Were there contingencies in place in case there was a reaction from a foreign government in reaction to shooting that object down? Was
The one yesterday?
The one yesterday? Yeah.
Well, it was shot over. I mean, it was shot over Lake Huron and landed in what we believe to be the Canadian side of the lake. So we were obviously in constant communication and consultation with our Canadian counterparts, and they are rightly, because of where we think it splashed down. I mean, they're sort of in concert with the U.S. Coast Guard, but they are also involved in trying to locate the debris right now. But there was good communication with our Canadian allies.
Signs of a foreign government taking a special interest in that object from yesterday?
No.
Or reacting in an unusual way?
No.
Thanks. John, two questions. One, you mentioned early on that the China balloon might have been giving limited additive capabilities. I assume you're meaning onto their satellite surveillance. Can you specify what exactly it's getting from a balloon that they're not getting from orbiting satellites that go over us like dozens of times?
With the caveat that we haven't fully recovered everything, though we have recovered some things from the bottom of the Atlantic, and we're analyzing that. But with that caveat that we don't know exactly what this balloon was surveilling or what its capabilities were. So just in general, and that is an important caveat that I'd like you to remember. When you are at a lower altitude than space, you could perhaps get a better fidelity of imagery, for instance, of things on the ground. When you are not moving at the speed of a satellite, and therefore, only getting seconds over a site, when you can maneuver left, right, slow down, speed up, like this thing could, then you can loiter. If you can loiter, you can soak in a little bit more. You can spend more time over a sensitive site.
Some of their satellites are in geostationary orbit. I mean, they're just sitting there gathering signals intelligence, right? So what is the benefit? I mean, is it just to see what kind of fidelity?
We're going to learn more. I'd rather not go into any more detail than that right now. We're going to learn more. And frankly, I think that's a terrific question you should be asking Beijing.
And one last one. You said that the other objects shot down were not able to transmit, or were not transmitting signals, that they did not have any propulsion. Did the China balloon, did that have any, was it emitting signals back?
I'm not going to go into more detail about the capabilities of that. We are going to be studying it and analyzing it. There is no question in our minds that that system was designed to surveil, that was an intelligence asset. I'll leave it there.
Has there been any outreach from anywhere in the administration to the kinds of companies that produce weather balloons or other craft that would fit these descriptions that might be from the commercial or corporate world to say, is this yours, or any kind of outreach? Or have you been hearing from anyone who might say, we have ours, they're in this area? Is any of that going on now?
I don't know of any conversations right now, Kelly, but one of the reasons why the president directed Mr. Sullivan to put together an interagency effort is to take a long look at that and try to learn a little bit better about who is up at that altitude doing what for completely legitimate purposes. I think we all recognize we need to probably have a better sight picture on that, and that's why the president wants this interagency effort to take a look.
And what kind of intelligence might be happening in terms of the diplomacy that's going on or whatever, if these are state-owned objects?
I'm not sure I understand what you mean.
Is there a network of conversations that might be happening where someone might be able to say, based on this octagonal description, that, hey, that sounds like the so-and-so? I mean, is there some conversations that are happening that might be able to give us some descriptions?
I mean, the short answer to your question is yes, and I talked about that in my opening statement. The president also directed Secretary Blinken, Secretary Austin, Director Haynes to have these kinds of conversations with our allies and partners around the world, to share with them what we're learning, but also to get their perspectives.
Chinese were quick to say it's ours, but it was for commercial purposes.
Yeah, again, we're going to have those kinds of conversations with our allies and partners to see what kind of experiences that they have had, what we can learn from them, what perhaps they can learn from us.
And are we still with object, or can we call them balloons?
Still with object.
And just to follow up on Kelly's
And I
question
won't mess that up today.
on the corporate angle, is there any expectation that this is going to affect the executive order on surveilling the U.S. companies and what they're doing in China and their
I know of no
operations
such
there?
change to that executive order.
Okay, and then is there, and just, you said a moment ago that there's no knowledge of a U.S. balloon or other craft over Chinese territory, just being cognizant of the fact that China has a different definition of what their territory is than the United States. Is there any U.S. surveillance aircraft over Taiwan, over the South China Sea that would fit into that?
There is no U.S. surveillance aircraft over Chinese in Chinese airspace.
Okay, even Chinese claimed airspace.
There is no U.S. surveillance aircraft in Chinese airspace.
Okay, and then just finally, is there any new formal approach that's being developed as far as how you're going to deal with these things on a systematic basis going forward? Is there
Well, again, that's exactly what the president wants Mr. Sullivan to run as a process, an interagency process, to help us, as I said in my opening statement, get around the policy implications here, and whether or not there needs to be any policy changes going forward.
No precedent for U.S. fighters taking down objects over U.S. territory, as far as I'm aware of. I guess my question is, you talked about the tweak in the radar systems.
Yeah.
Has there been a tweak in the threshold for the Pentagon presenting to the president signing off on military action related to anything over our airspace?
I'm not sure I'm following what you mean.
The Chinese spy balloon.
Yeah.
The radars were tweaked, which is why you think you're seeing some of these things.
Right.
Has the decision about, or has the threshold for the use of fighters to take down objects also been tweaked? Has it been lowered? Has it been changed? We've never seen this before. All of a sudden we've seen
No,
three
actually,
days.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand it at first. No, I mean, and you heard General Van Herk talk about this last night. He's using established protocols to engage craft in the air, aircraft in the air, that can be legitimately brought down. And as he said last night, the best way to do that, certainly in a timely and efficient, effective way, was through fighter aircraft and through the Sidewinder air-to-air missiles. And they looked at, and he talked about this, they looked at other options to try to bring them down to include gunfire, but that would have presented a greater risk to the pilots themselves. So this was the safest, most effective way to do that. Now, where we go from here, I think we just don't know right now in terms of whether there needs to be threshold changes, as you put out. I think it's important to just take a step back here and remember what the president did was order these actions with the safety and security of the American people foremost in his mind. And there were very good reasons to do it. The military then, once given an order, determines how they're going to execute that order. General Van Herk decided that the best way to do this was with Sidewinder missiles and fighter aircraft.
Just if we can put a sharper point on it, this isn't reactive to the Chinese spy balloon in the sense of there was political pressure, and so we are going to act quickly to take down any objects over our airspace because of the pressure that came from, say, Republicans.
These were decisions based purely and simply on what was in the best interest of the American people.
That's great. Thanks, John. John, does the U.S. government have video or imagery of these latest intercepts, and will you guys be releasing it?
You'd have to talk to DOD about that, Jackie. I don't know what kind of imagery might exist, and they'd be one to talk about whether they're releasable or not. Obviously, certainly with respect to the spy balloon, we want to make sure that we are gleaning what we can from this imagery so that we can answer your questions better. And so to what degree there is or will or will not be public release, I do want to stress that, we're going to want to make sure that we have had a chance to analyze that imagery for ourselves as much as possible.
Following up on Phil's question, I mean, I guess what we're trying to discern is, you said earlier, we're looking for these more, so we're finding more. And
I said that could be one reason why we're finding more.
one reason, but what we're getting at is, why are we all of a sudden shooting them down? And to add to that, the NORAD commander, for instance, said that when the first spy balloon was crossing over American and Canadian airspace, one of the reasons that he couldn't take action was because his assessment was that it didn't pose a military threat or have hostile intent, and so he couldn't take action there. It seems like maybe that protocol has changed, or his ability to make that call where there is not an imminent threat militarily or physically might have changed. So can you explain to us what changed? Why are we shooting them down all of a sudden?
I kind of feel like I took care of that in my opening statement, but I'm happy to revisit it. I mean, really two reasons here. And these are certainly in both cases, they're different. I mean, I think we need to separate the Chinese spy balloon. We knew what it was. We knew where it was going. We knew what it was trying to do. And by not taking it down, I mean, it was also a huge payload. Like I said, the size of 3 school buses. So really the option of shooting that down over land wasn't a legitimate option, because somebody really could have gotten hurt. And we used the time available to us, knowing what this thing was all about. We used that time to study it, to learn from it, to collect on it, then taking it down at the earliest opportunity in the water. And we have retrieved some of that debris off the bottom, and we're studying that. Hang on a second, I'll be right there. But so let's separate that from these other 3. These other 3, what are some of the differences? Altitude's a big difference.
The threshold now? A risk to civilian aircraft?
Let me get through this, and then altitude's different. The Chinese spy balloon was at 60,000 plus, well outside commercial air traffic concerns. These 3 were right on the border of it, so there was a legitimate concern there. Chinese spy balloon, we knew exactly what that thing was, and we knew what it was trying to do, and we saw it, Jackie, as it slowed down, sped up, maneuvered a little bit, trying to get a look at what we believe to be sensitive military sites. These other 3, they didn't have propulsion. They weren't being maneuvered. It was basically they were being driven by the wind. We don't know for sure whether they had a surveillance aspect to them, but we can't rule it out. So there was enough uncertainty there that, again, out of an abundance of caution, doing the prudent thing, the president directed that they get taken down. And I get where you're going. Is this the standard going forward? And we're gonna dive into this. We're gonna learn from these 3 events. We're gonna continue to study what happened. We're gonna have an interagency effort that helps us get around the policy implications here, and we'll see where this goes. But bottom line for President Biden is, you got to do the right thing for the American people, for our safety and security.
Is it strange that no one's claimed these yet as theirs?
I can't say whether that's strange or not, since we're sort of in uncharted territory here, no pun intended. But we don't know, and I suspect that go ahead. I'm basically done. I'm basically done.
Sir, what's your name, sir?
Oh, from CBS.
Okay.
Has the payload been recovered from South Carolina yet?
The
large so-called payload that's...
Yeah, as I said, some of the debris, certainly they were able to take things off the surface like the next day, actually that afternoon, some of the balloon fabric. And in the days since, they have been able to recover some, not all, of the payload that sank to the bottom of the Atlantic. It's in about 45 feet of water. Weather conditions are pretty tough off the coast right now. Like today, for instance, they have not been able to get into the water and dive on it. But over the course of the weekend, they were able to raise some of the debris, including some of the electronics and some of the structure.
Do you have an expectation of when all that payload is going to be collected?
I don't. I wish if I could tell you that, I'd be a very wealthy man. I mean, it could take a long time. given the sea state and weather conditions and the degree to which we have to protect the safety of the divers.
And one last question. You said you were unsure of the surveillance capabilities of these latest objects. Last week, we were told several times that every precaution was taken to ensure that the sensitive installations were covered. We don't know exactly what you all did, but has there been a
Nor are you going to find out.
Well, has there been a posture change nationwide regarding all of these sensitive sites?
If you're
proactively,
if you're, let me just put a fork in this. If the implication is that there's some sort of blanket now security policy for every base on the continental United States, the answer is no. We do have protocols, particularly when we know that surveillance is going to occur, like in the Open Skies Treaty with Russia, for instance, when all that's scheduled and laid out, and when you know that there's going to be an open skies flight by Russia, you take the appropriate actions, and that's what we did in the case of the Chinese spy balloon. And we'll always do that. I will never talk about what precautions we're going to make at any given base at any given time, but we always do what we need to do to protect our nation's secrets. I won't talk about it any more than that.
Okay, we have to move on. Way in the back.
Thank
Way in the
you.
back.
Thank you very much.
Iraq's, okay, Admiral, you started the briefing by talking about the president's involvement in this. The report from ODNI recently that goes over this. In that ODNI report about unidentified aerial phenomena, it says there were 247 unidentified aerial phenomenon reports since March of 2021, some of which have, quote, demonstrated unusual flight characteristics or performance capabilities. So can you say why the president just recently, within the last couple of weeks, started ordering some of these objects to be shot down, and why there weren't any orders throughout 2021 or throughout 2022?
It's very simple. It comes down to what sort of safety and security threats and risks we're talking about, and also it comes down to a lot to our ability to track, detect, and engage. Having come from the Pentagon, I can tell you that some of these UAPs, while we may not be able to know what each and every one is doing, some of the big concern there was that many of those reports were happening around our training ranges, were happening around air training ranges. So combat pilots were seeing these things, and there was a potential impact to the safety of flight of our pilots. But you may not have but a fleeting moment on some of these things to see it. And so it's different. In these cases, we had time to detect, time to analyze, time to engage, time to make those kinds of decisions. But it all comes down to safety and security, first and foremost.
So is the time, though, is a matter of capability? We have better capabilities now than we did back
We are
then?
certainly improving our capabilities now. And as I said, the president has directed the national security team to dig into this deeper from an interagency effort and to see what, if other improvements might need to make. I mean, look, just by adapting the way the radar parameters are set, we have improved our ability to detect. And again, I said that could be one reason why we're seeing more.
Thank you so much. So you said that the debris fell on frozen waters or in remote areas, and these are also not huge objects, and they were shot down by missiles. So how optimistic are you that you will be able to collect enough debris to really get an idea of what these objects were?
We won't know until we get on site to see, how much damage was done, not just by the missile strike, but by the fall from a very high altitude. And as you said, in one case on sea ice. So we'll just have to see.
Yeah, thank you, John. Does Secretary of State Blinken plan to meet with his Chinese counterpart this week at the Munich Security Conference?
I'd refer you to the State Department for the Secretary's schedule. I don't have visibility on that.
Okay, and have you been able to learn more, or not you, but the government, since these objects were shot down? I mean, you just alluded to the fact that that you've not been able to get on site yet. I mean, has there been any additional information since one was shot down Friday and then over the weekend?
Because these are just happened over the last few days and we haven't found the debris, there's there's still a lot more we expect to be able to learn. And I think once we can get to the debris, and I'm not forecasting how easy that's going to be. They all three have fallen into some pretty remote, difficult areas to reach, but we're going to do everything we can to find them, and that will tell us a lot. Since I know you didn't ask about this, but in the case of the Chinese spy balloon, we have been able to recover some debris and some of the electronics and even some of the structure from the bottom of the Atlantic, and that will also tell us a lot. And we're learning from it right now.
No, we gotta get everybody. No, everybody.
Yeah, these Chinese spy balloons have been flying over U.S. military.
When do you think that you'll have
installation
all the debris, or
outside
as much
the US.
debris as you can get from all the sites?
I'm sorry, when do we think
When do you think you'll be satisfied that you've gotten as much debris as you can from all the sites?
I wish I could give you a date certain on the calendar. I can't do that. We're working to surveil them right now. In fact, there's an AVP-3 that's flying over the site in Alaska. The Canadians are in charge, obviously, of the one in the Yukon. And now the Coast Guard is in Lake Huron working with the Canadian Coast Guard to do the same thing there. So we're working this as hard as we can, and we will keep you informed as we learn more. As I'm doing today, divers in the water over the weekend. We have recovered debris off the coast of South Carolina. We'll keep you informed.
Brief Congress this week.
There have been briefings as early as late last week, and we do fully expect that there will be additional briefings this week, perhaps even later today.
We're running out of time,
Just
guys.
on
Go ahead.
Beijing's response, they've been very harsh. They said the first balloon was an accident and the last 3 objects were not theirs. How do you respond to that? Has White House had conversations with Beijing about this? And can you share a little bit about that?
We know the first one was Chinese. They admitted it. They claimed it was a weather balloon. We know it's not. These 3, we don't have attribution for right now. We don't know who owns them. So I'm not going to take anybody's word at face value here until we can get a chance to take a look at them. Are we in touch with the Chinese? We have an embassy in Beijing. We maintain routine diplomatic conversations, and we have had over that spy balloon incident, we did have private discussions with senior Chinese leaders.
Thanks. Thanks, Admiral. I know you just said that, are you in touch with the Chinese? Is there any effort to arrange a call with President Xi?
I'm not aware of any plans for that.
If I could just ask a question on Israel. Does the president plan to speak with PM Netanyahu about the moves his government is making to try to weaken the Israel judiciary?
I have no calls or conversations to read out, but we are deeply concerned by some of the moves here with respect to settlements.
The Moldovan president just recently has said that there was a Russian plot to sort of overthrow her government and break Moldova's path to Europe. It was something that President Zelensky himself had also warned about. What is the U.S.'s assessment of this possible plot, and more broadly, what is the concern about Russia's attempts to sort of influence these pro-European governments in the region, even though it's right now focused on Ukraine, about other countries in the region?
So what I'll say about that is deeply concerning reports, certainly not outside the bounds of Russian behavior. And we absolutely stand with the Moldovan government and the Moldovan people.
But you have no confirmation from the U.S. side of intel?
I know of no independent confirmation, but we're certainly not questioning the capacity, the will of the Russians and Mr. Putin to try to do that. It's perfectly right, a page right out of his playbook.
Yes, I was going to ask you a question. just one quick question. Have you established whether these are lighter than air or heavier than air?
We have not.
Okay, but we have to get to everyone, okay? You already had a question. Go ahead.
All 3 shoot downs in the U.S. occurred offshore, but the one in Canada occurred over land. So is it effective U.S. policy to not shoot down these objects over land for safety concerns?
I wouldn't read into this some kind of policy decision. We will always, in deciding whether something should be taken down or not, consider the impact on the ground.
When the Chinese balloon came down, the Chinese Foreign Ministry indicated that they would respond in a way that they were prepared to. If it turns out that the other objects are also Chinese in origin, is there a menu of options prepared to the president for how we would react?
Terrific hypothetical. We're just not there yet.
Yeah, so well, like it's a relationship issue. You have the Chinese spy airship that went through. You've got China buying more oil from Russia. You've got China, opening up cases in the U.S. trying to steal U.S. technology from universities. President Xi is going to be meeting with the Iranian president. At what point do you review a big review of the U.S. relationship with China? And at what point does the president ask for a call from President Xi?
Again, I don't have a call to talk about today. Let me just, again, level set here, and I know I'm running close on time, but sorry.
No, it's not your fault.
But the president met with President Xi at Bali at the G20. The whole purpose of that discussion was to move this relationship forward in a better way. Most consequential bilateral relationship in the world. The president knows that. And he wanted to move that relationship forward in a better way. And Secretary Blinken was dang near wheels up, trying to head to Beijing to have those kinds of conversations, to get some of these communication vehicles and venues back on track, whether it's climate change or military to military. We were willing to do that. We were looking forward to doing that. And then the Chinese decided to fly a surveillance balloon over the continental United States, and it wouldn't be inappropriate to have that meeting. When are those discussions going to get back on the calendar? I couldn't tell you. As Secretary Blinken has said, it'll happen at the appropriate time. Now is not that time. It doesn't mean, and people shouldn't take away from this, that all communication has been severed between the United States and China, that Beijing and Washington aren't talking. We still have an embassy there. We still have an ability through Secretary Blinken's good offices to communicate with senior Chinese leaders. Unfortunately, the Chinese military is not interested in talking to Secretary of Defense Austin, but there are still ways to communicate. And the president would tell you that now's exactly the time to at least preserve some of those lines of communication so that we can avoid miscalculation.
Set back the relationship.
What's that?
Has this list of things set back the relationship?
It has certainly not helped us move forward in the way that we wanted to move.
Right, last question in the back, and that's gonna be the last question for the briefing. No, sir, no, sir. No, right here.
James,
Go ahead.
okay. Oh, thank you. Last Friday, you answered my question about President Biden's message during his trip to Poland. But I'm wondering why he specifically chosen Poland for this trip, since so many countries are helping Ukraine, and he visited Poland 11 months ago.
The president's really looking forward to this trip. Certainly not lost, I'm sure, on any of you that it's timed around what sadly is going to be a year of war in Ukraine. Poland has been a strident ally, a tremendous supporter of Ukraine, and a generous host, not only to American troops, but millions of Ukrainian refugees who have fled there in safety. The Poles are, pardon the pun, but they're punching well above their weight, and we very much appreciate all the support. The president wants to thank President Duda in person. He wants to thank the Polish people in person. He wants to make broader points about how it's important for the kind of courage and unity we're seeing out of Poland and so many NATO allies continues sadly into what will now be a second year of war.
What's the message to
James,
the people
you
of
have the last
Poland?
question.
Okay,
James,
thank you very much.
We actually have to end the briefing.
Thank you, Karine, and thank you, Admiral. Naturally, I have two questions. One on the unexplained aerial phenomenon, and the second will be on the Russia-Ukraine war. My understanding is that the top officials of the Pentagon, when asked explicitly if they were ruling out any kind of extraterrestrial presence, said they weren't ruling anything out. And yet at the beginning of today's briefing, albeit with her usual winning smile, Ms. Jean-Pierre seemed to rule out any extraterrestrial activity.
I don't think the American people need to worry about aliens with respect to these craft, period. I don't think there's any more that needs to be said there.
On the Russia-Ukraine war, as we approach the anniversary, in the days immediately after the commencement of the conflict, we heard from senior U.S. officials such as the CIA director in congressional testimony that President Putin had been observed by U.S. officials to have constricted his decision-making circle during the pandemic, that he was making erratic decisions, and these were seen to have played out in what happened on the battlefield. As we approach this year anniversary, what do we observe about President Putin's decision-making now
the caliber of his decision making, and also his grip on power in his own country. Has any of that changed over the course of the year?
I can't speak to the way Mr. Putin gets advised and how he, who's advising him and what they're saying. I couldn't begin to get inside Kremlin decision-making processes. Clearly, Mr. Putin is not making good decisions. Shouldn't have invaded in the first place. This is a country that posed no threat to anybody, let alone Russia. Clearly, he hasn't made sound decisions, nor has his military with respect to their performance on the battlefield. They're still suffering some of the same problems they were a year ago. Logistics, sustainment, integration of joint fires, manpower personnel, unit cohesion. I could go on and on. The Russian military is still struggling. They have not surmounted these problems. And it's borne out by the fact that, he continues to change generals the way I change socks. So, I mean, he's still struggling.
Sorry, guys, we have to end the briefing. I got to go into the Oval, but I will see you tomorrow. And thank you for the compliment on the smile. I appreciate that. But I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks, everybody. Have a great one.
Well, that didn't tell us shit.
I learned a lot about America in that.
Did you?
No.
Either. It was the same old shit. They ain't gonna tell us nothing. Because then China be watching.
It didn't seem like they, because normally, when something like this happens, you have a plan of action, you all get together, right, this is what we're going to say. Do you know what I mean? And they both seem to be on the other end of each other. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there really ain't even nothing to fucking talk about that.
In the words of Forrest Gump, that's all I got to say about that.
You and Forrest Gump.
Love him, alright. Can't believe Tom Hanks nearly ruined that film as well.
I don't even know what to say. There ain't nothing to fucking say.
Can you mind your language, please? We're on the tubes.
I don't care.
Let's talk about the game last night then. So, because we know Tammy Ayo's hiding here somewhere. She's just not speaking because she knows.
Leave her alone.
Listen, she talked a big game up until the game. Now she's gone missing. Where are you, Tammy Ayo? I know you're in here. It's just a game, people. Remember that. It's just a game. You win
Fuck,
some, you lose
Americans
some.
take him game seriously around here.
Hey, listen. There is European football is the most passionate game ever. Don't tell me that people take that game more seriously than the Champions League final. The most
Says a
watched
guy that lives
game.
in Britain.
It's the most watched game in the world. I watched my team lose that final last year. I cried.
Look, we don't care. We don't care about your country.
Oh, the truth comes out.
Hey, Savannah. Yeah, I seen it. We're going to go over that. I was going to keep my mouth shut about all this stuff. I said I wasn't going to speak about it no more because, I figured Patty and him would make up one day. That is his mama, but it don't look like it. She's just fucking after the money.
I'm going home.
That's Frank, y'all, coming to get us.
I'm
Go
going
home.
home.
She is nuts, though, Savannah. Very. How you doing, Savannah? I ain't seen you in a while, love.
Oh, last time I saw Savannah, I said hello to her in a chat, and they all attacked me. And she was defending me.
Aw.
She's like, "No, he's my friend."
That was worthless. That wasted my fucking time.
Frank trying to catch a nude. What you want about? Be good. You're just naughty.
He is trying to catch a nude. Hey, Lil Wing. Let's go over some Ron UpChurch stuff then, shall we? I wasn't gonna get into it. Did y'all? I want to play fucking bitch faces. Dang,
Hang
then we'll
on, let
see
me.
how. What?
I was saying, let me mute. I weren't on the screen.
All right.
I'm ready to speak about it. Everybody's been wondering what's been going on. My gloves are off now. And this, I don't care. If I have to drag it out for the next 5 years in court, I will, to prove that all the slanderous things my son has been saying about me are exactly that. It's effing slander. Now I am standing up for my other 3 sons who have written music for him, who he has gifted things, and he's trying to take them back. So that's what he does. That's what he does. He gives you something. As soon as you don't do something he likes or you don't go along with him, he takes everything back, or at least he tries to. I am the 100% owner of Blue Moon Entertainment. I have proof of it. I have got an attorney. He lies. He stands in front of houses that we don't know who the hell they belong to. The police gets called and he swears he owns the house, that I bought the house and gifted it to somebody. It was all a lie. The police had to show up and tell him that he can't address it that way and that he can't come back. Me, Ryan, and Brandon were all business partners. But now they're mad at me and they're cutting me out and trying to say that everything that I've done is fraudulent. Blue Moon solely belongs to me. Brandon wrote checks out of it because I allowed him to be administrator on it, so they can't act like they didn't know it didn't exist. It was put in place to protect him from himself. And now I got to protect myself and my sons. This is to protect him because he can't stop bullying people online long enough to fucking have a clear thought. I can't go anywhere. I am done crying. Now I'm effing mad. I am very sorry for everybody who Ryan UpChurch has bullied online. I am so sorry, Katie, even though what you did was shady and not nice. You weren't there for the right reasons. But I still don't think you deserve to get what you got online and are still getting today. Nicole Arbor, I don't know what happened with you guys in the studio. He makes a lot of promises, but as soon as he's pissed, he takes those promises back. So I apologize for what my son has done to you. Zana May, I am sorry for what he's done to you because I know what it's like to be bullied down. I can't even go to the grocery store. And Kylie Rodney's family, I am very sorry. I don't know what the hell is wrong with him. Also, sorry, Chase Matthews, because I'm in the same boat you are now. Everybody is harassing me out in public. I can't go anywhere, all because he's so mad that you made a decision that he didn't want you to make. And I said it to him, and I'll say it, and I said it to his guards, and I've said it to other people. If anything happens to me, it is either one of his followers behind it or one of his people that's closest to him. I'm sick of being bullied. I'm sick of people wiping their fucking feet on me when I've done nothing but try to protect him from himself. You can't help somebody with that thinks like that. What he is doing to people is dangerous because the following that he has, somebody's going to want a white knight for somebody. You know what I'm saying? They're going to want to run in and be the hero and like off, UpChurch's mom or off, oh my God, what's her name? Nicole Arbor, or like kick Chase Matthews' ass out in public just because their leader said so. This is what we're dealing with. This is dangerous behavior, and I'm done sitting down. I'm done. So there's my statement, y'all. I'm ready, and I will be in court for the next 10 years. I do not care because nobody's running over me anymore. I'm sick of it. I've been deprived of sleep because of this narcissistic behavior. I get good sleep now. I can finally sleep for the first time since all this shit has happened. And actually, it goes back even before because this is not new behavior. It's just new behavior with more money and cult following. You have humiliated me online. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm dead online. You may as well have posted a fucking sex tape of me because I don't care anymore. You can post whatever you want because everything that you've already done, it can't be taken back. And that goes for every family who has had to endure this bullshit from my son. So let's go to court. I'm ready. We got to go all the way back to Redneck Nation and everything. This is going to go back. So let's all get ready to audit every fucking thing and say, who came up with race holiday cornbread? My son Austin has worked his ass off for you and you are shitting on him. I'm fighting for them and everybody else that you shit on.
And she was supposed to, right here, be.
Okay, now let's hear Ron's response to this. Yeah, we're getting ready to watch it. I'm still Creek Squad all fucking day. You know, I go with what's right. If Ron was wrong, I'd say he's wrong. Not just because I adore him and all that, but Patty's fucking money train, living free and all this shit come to an end, and nobody'd been talking about all this. And then bam, here comes Patty. Everybody done fucking forgot about it and moved on. And here she comes to keep her fucking stuff irrelevant. Irrelevant. She's irrelevant.
Well, I tried to go have a vacation.
Okay, I'm ready to speak about it. Everybody's been wondering what's been going on. My gloves are off now. My gloves are off now. And this, I don't care. If I have to drag it out for the next 5 years in court, I will.
I need a fucking bunk bed in the courtroom.
To prove that all the slanderous things my son has been saying about me are exactly that. It's effing slander. Now I am standing up for my other 3 sons who have written music for him.
Well, damn. The thing I'm most proud of, writing all my own songs. You know they didn't write no songs. Why would you lie about that? Because I know they're not going to stand behind that. And if they do stand behind you and lie about that, well, then they're stupid as well. I don't think they are. But if they are, well, I'll disown them as well.
Who he has gifted things and he's trying to take them back.
When have you ever heard about me giving something to somebody and being like, oh, no, give me that back. I'm an Indian giver.
Because that's what he does.
I'd love to see that somewhere.
That's what he does. He gives you something. As soon as you don't do something he likes or you don't go along with him, he takes everything back, or at least he tries to.
Well, that changed drastically really fast. Do I take people's stuff or do I just try to? Those are like the opposite.
I am the 100% owner of Blue Moon Entertainment. I have proof of it.
Yes, you are a part of Blue Moon because it's a company that we created within our family. Yeah, it was the booking company to book UpChurch for shows. What other money was made through Blue Moon besides with me? Yes, and the money goes into the booking company and everyone gets paid. You just don't get to take what you want out of it. It's a company.
I have got an attorney.
Well, yeah, of course you have an attorney. Everyone has an attorney that comes up against me. I'm worth like $20 million. Attorneys will crawl out of the fucking sewers. No pun intended on the sewer thing, since I've been sued a lot. But look at my court cases. They speak for themselves.
He lies. He stands in front of houses that we don't know who the hell they belong to.
Paperwork to houses say who they go to.
The police gets called and he swears he owns the house.
No. We were just checking because there was a house that had a prior document that had my name on it. And then it was in someone else's name. So we were checking what that was about. We found out. The people inside the home, when we knocked on the door, they're the ones who told us to come back 20 minutes later. We did. What else do you want to know?
That I bought the house and gifted it to somebody. It was all a lie.
It wasn't a lie or a truth. We were just looking at documents and politely knocking on doors, saying, hey, do you know why my name is on this? Oh, it's because of this reason. Oh, okay. Have a nice day. That doesn't sound fierce at all. Do you know why? Because it ain't.
The police had to show up and tell him that he can't address it that way and that he can't come back.
Well, yeah, the police did tell me not to come back because I had no reason to be there. After I found out what I needed to, there's no reason for me to be there. So he said, yeah, don't come back. Why are you acting like I was being like super rowdy? There's body cam footage, dude. I'm sure somebody could be like, hey, can I see the body cam footage? Or some shit. I don't know, get a warrant to see the body. There's ways to look at the footage, woman. I'm literally sitting in my truck playing a fucking skateboard game.
Me, Ryan, and Brandon were all business partners. Business partners.
Really? And what part of the business did you do? Not anything that I told you to do. Like taxes, finances, land taxes, greenbelt taxes. So what did you do? I would love to know.
But now they're mad at me and they're cutting me out.
I mean, I don't know about him, but I am. I mean, when I'm told my taxes are being done for years and years and years and they're never done, appointments were made for you to go, and you didn't show up to any appointments. At least that's what the tax place is telling me. I mean, and the taxes ain't done, so, you know, looks like a zebra, walks like a zebra, is probably a motherfucking zebra, right? But thank God for Brandon, because now all my shit's good. And it's all getting done like it's supposed to.
Trying to say that everything that I've done is fraudulent.
I wouldn't say everything, but a few things, yep.
Blue Moon solely belongs to me. Brandon wrote checks out of it because I allowed him to be administrator on it, so they can't act like they didn't know it didn't exist.
Well, yeah, every artist is aware of what booking company books their shows. Doesn't mean you have to be aware of all the money that's unrightfully coming out of it.
It was put in place to protect him from himself.
What the fuck does that mean? Okay, hold on. So you're saying the booking company was put in place to save me from myself? No, the booking company is there just to book my shows. What? Oh, Lord.
And now I got to protect myself and my sons.
Now you got to protect yourself from what? A minute ago, you were protecting me, from the booking company that only, you know, books me. And now you're trying to save you from me. I'm not doing nothing to you. What are you talking about? If your problem is with me and I'm ignoring you, what? It just don't make sense, man.
This is to protect him because he can't stop bullying people online long enough to fucking have a clear thought.
Is that what it is? Sure, why not?
I can't go anywhere. I am done crying. Now I'm effing mad.
What are you mad for? I've been in Gatlinburg playing Pac-Man machines. What now?
I am very sorry for everybody who Ryan UpChurch has bullied online.
Yeah. Talk to me like you never met me before. That looks real normal.
I am so sorry, Katie, even though what you did was shady and not nice. You weren't there for the right reasons. But I still don't think you deserve to get what you got online and are still getting today.
You're unbelievable. I cannot believe what the fuck I'm hearing out of your fucking mouth. You're saying sorry to Katie Noel for a few comments of people saying, hey, you fucking suck. Because why? Because Katie tried to say I sexually assaulted her, fool. You can't falsely accuse people of shit like that. But no, you're sorry that people was telling her she sucks, but her music sucks. Wow.
Nicole Arbor, I don't know what happened with you guys in the studio. He makes a lot of promises, but as soon as he's pissed, he takes those promises back.
Excuse me, what? You do know that woman told the fucking TBI that I like buried people in my front yard and killed people, right? You're backing up the person who told the TBI in a whole courtroom that me and my friends murdered people and buried them in the front yard at Ghost Ranch. What in the fuck is wrong with you?
So I apologize for what my son has done to you.
Oh yeah, horrible me, right? Fuck you, Ryan. How dare you rush this woman to the hospital and get her checked out because she thinks she was roofied? Man, you're such a horrible son, you are.
Zana May, I am sorry for what he's done to you.
God damn.
Because I know what it's like to be bullied now. I can't even go to the grocery store.
I call bullshit.
And Kylie Rodney's family, I am very sorry.
Man, you're doing a good job at telling all these trending internet situations. Sorry. Makes sense if you want to, destroy me. Yeah, let me go through and pick out every conflict he got in that I know he didn't start. I'm gonna name all those people and be like, I'm sorry to all y'all. I also hate my son now too. You're great at strategies. You're wonderful.
I don't know what the hell is wrong with him.
Yeah, something's terribly wrong with me. It's a tragedy.
Also, sorry, Chase Matthews.
Oh, nope. Can't leave out him. Yeah, no, get back here, you little holler boy. It's a very weird thing to watch. But hey, I'm here for it.
Because I'm in the same boat you are now. Everybody is harassing me out in public. I can't go anywhere. All because he's so mad that you made a decision that he didn't want you to make.
Well, that sounds kind of gay. And plus, that's not true. I think everyone who's watching this read the articles and seen all the videos. And I've showed everybody why I was mad. It was because I said, hey, Chase going mainstream was Ryan UpChurch's idea. So, me being against mainstream, I was like, hey, asshole, that's not my idea. Fuck you for saying it. And that's all.
And I said it to him, and I'll say it, and I said it to his guards, and I've said it to other people. If anything happens to me, it is either one of his followers behind it or one of his people that's closest to him.
Are you implying they're going to kill you? What the fuck? Why would you say that?
I'm sick of being bullied. I'm sick of people wiping their fucking feet on me.
Where are all these people doing all these imaginary things you're talking about?
When I've done nothing but try to protect him from himself.
You have got to stop saying that, dude. It sounds creepy. Because, you're not. And plus, I'm 30. I can take care of myself, dude. You got to stop saying weird shit. Stop. You ain't got to protect me. You're not protecting me. I mean, I know it sounds good, but that's just not true. Taking money that I've earned to buy other people's houses and then signing the houses over into other people's names is not trying to protect me. In no way, shape, or form does anybody watching this think, oh, yep, that's definitely protecting. No. What the fuck?
You can't help somebody with that thinks like that.
Thinks like what? Like what?
What he is doing to people is dangerous.
Will somebody please tell me what it is I'm doing? Please. Because I sure as fuck don't know, besides working.
Because the following that he has, somebody's going to want a white knight for somebody.
Want a what?
You know what I'm saying? They're going to want to run in and be the hero and like off, UpChurch's mom or off, oh my God, what's her name? Nicole Arbor. Or like kick Jason Matthews' ass out in public just because their leader said so.
Nobody gives a shit about what any of those people are doing. I haven't even mentioned them.
This is what we're dealing with. This is dangerous behavior, and I'm done sitting down.
Where's all this danger at? Please just point me in the direction of all this danger.
I'm done. I'm done. So there's my statement, y'all. I'm ready, and I will be in court for the next 10 years. I do not care.
All over some paper you can't take with you in the afterlife. Ain't that some shit? Appreciate it, Mom.
Because nobody's running over me anymore. I am sick of it. I have been deprived of sleep because of this narcissistic behavior. I get good sleep now.
You ain't getting no sleep because you can't get off the cell phone. Put the damn cell phone down, you get some sleep. Good God.
I can finally sleep for the first time since all this shit has happened. And actually, it goes back even before because this is not new behavior. It's just new behavior with more money and cult following. You have humiliated me online. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm dead online. You may as well have posted a fucking sex tape of me because I don't care anymore.
I don't even know what to say to that. That is not something you say to your son.
You can post whatever you want because everything that you've already done, it can't be taken back. And that goes for every family who has had to endure this bullshit from my son.
And that's that. Poor dude. Yep, she mad she got caught because she was right there with him whenever all these years, all this shit was going on. But the moment he cuts her out, she wants to say all this shit. Nah, bitch. She hadn't got caught, she had never said none of this shit. She had still been supporting supposedly all this bad behavior. Yeah, I feel sorry for him. Yep, truly. Exactly. Me. Oh my God. Yeah, me too, truly. When he walked away, she's a fucking idiot. I never did like her. I only was fucking respect for her, whatever, because of UpChurch. I knew there was something off with her.
Hey, you gotta say for her age though, she looks good for her age. He's my age. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying? He's my age. She's got a child my age. Let's say she was 20 when she had him. That puts her what in her 50s. Just saying.
I don't know how old she is.
She's got to at least be in her 50s. story paper to look like that. Yes.
What are you doing? Taking a poo?
What? I'm in my living room. I never come in here. I was like, let's just see what was in here. Going for a walk. Is that all right with you? Huh?
What?
Am I allowed to go for a walk?
Yeah.
No way.
No way.
No fucking way, man. Standing there wiggling like a fucking worm.
Me. Hey, I need you to comment and chat on your account.
Me?
Yeah,
I don't know what you're on about.
just do it.
I don't know what you're on. I don't know what you mean. Put it in the private chat what you're on about.
Just go and chat and comment on your account.
I have no idea what you mean. 1 second.
I think he is doing a chippy walk. He's always up to something wacky tacky. Yeah, it's sad, Savannah. It is. Yep, she's going to get him somehow. Yes, like that, Frank. Right, Truly. He just won't listen. I'm trying to finally give him what he wants, and he wants to fight me.
You're going to give me what I want. I don't think you will.
Well, obviously you didn't see it, so.
Oh, I saw that. I'm past that now.
I'm finally able to add managing moderators, and you're fucking fighting me over it.
I'm not fighting you over. Who's fighting here? You or me?
You.
No, you. Ooh.
So I'm just going to take this managing moderator away then, okay?
It's your channel. I'm not going to control you. I'm waiting.
No, I don't know. Something just popped up, and it said you're now allowed to have the managing moderators and stuff. So there you go.
Yeah, you've been able to have it, but you know, like the way you did it last time? The way you did it last time, I've got to go onto the laptop, get my page up, then I've got to add your page over to it. It's all complicated. It weren't worth doing it that way. But
No, but I've just done it now in chat. I wasn't able to do that until just now. Why are you arguing with me?
Calm down.
You calm down.
I'm calm.
Go for a walk. Go get some chippies.
I'm not going to the chippy. I'm going to get a chicken tikka slice.
A what?
A chicken tikka slice.
What the fuck's that?
And grapes. I love my grapes.
You look like a fucking grape.
Did you just say I look like a grape?
Yeah.
That's offensive to a British. How could you say such a racist term to a British man?
Don't even fucking go there. Just wait until your balloon finally makes it to America. Why'd you mute? Chicken shit. Frank. Okay, I'm gonna tell all these secrets now.
What secrets? Go on, let's hear them.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
No, go on, let's hear them. Let's hear them. That's what I thought. Well, I've got a plant. I don't even know where these plants come from, but I've got a plant at the top of my stairs now.
You got some random pants in your house?
Plant.
You're a mess. Yeah, he is full of shit. He talks a good game.
Listen to me when I say this. I am the fucking hype.
You are, huh?
Yes. Can't fucking see a thing here. Let's get a light. There we go.
What are you doing, squirreling?
Now I'm locking my door.
Going for a walk?
You said I could go for a walk. You gave me permission to go for a walk. No, just all those. And I don't know where I'm going to stick it because my freezer's fucking rammed. I want a little freezer, a little chest freezer that I can dump things in. So what are you guys doing over there over the pond, eh?
Not much. Just fucking waiting for the next balloon to hit.
There meant to be. What was that? You blow your nose or your dog attack you?
Neither.
Yeah, they're meant to be over British waters and that now, eh? Them balloons. See, you talking smack to the Chinese, now they're fucking coming after me. Just keep
They're like, we're gonna keep this motherfucker from crossing the pond. Here we go. What was that?
It was a car. You never heard of a car?
No.
You have cars in America.
No, we don't. We're like Fred Flintstone over here.
You know, I was looking. I was looking for some missing flyers for your thingy video. And Kentucky has more missing animals flyers than it does people flyers. Mainly horses. Mainly horses.
Yeah, because Kentucky is horse country.
I know, we know about the Kentucky Derby and all that. We know.
Then what are
You're
you going
farting
on
up there.
about?
Oh. Stop blowing wind down the phone, please.
I'm not. Where'd you go? Frank. What the hell's he doing?
Sorry about that. So what you guys doing then in America? Being Americans?
nothing.
I guess.
We ain't doing
Oh
nothing.
no. Americans are always up to something. That's why there's all these bloody wars and that. Hey, Ukraine, did you hear what Russia said about you? Now look what's going on.
Shut up. Quit blaming it on us. Yeah, wacky tacky. He's trying to blame it on us or on me.
Listen, I have a party. I don't know where you've got that from. But there are definitely, it sounds like a dog barking or like someone blowing the nose and it's coming from your side.
It's quiet on my side for once.
Listen, they can't see when I mute. You can. Are you really going to lie to them? Tell them the truth.
I'm not lying.
Always with the lies.
Do y'all hear what he's trying to blame on me? Oh my
I'm not
God.
trying. You're a sacrificial lamb. It's happening. Oh
Yeah, Savannah, I seen that. I know he's got 3 at least. I think he's really going to blow up with this music now. He's going to take all this fucking tension and heartache and shit out in music. Thank you, Big Good. Thank you.
It's whether platforms will put him on. If he keeps with his family drama, they won't allow it.
Why won't
He
they
needs to
allow
keep
it?
that. Whatever he's doing with his family, that needs to stay offline. He needs to put that in the court if he wants to take it seriously, or just drop it because he's going to ruin his own career through it. Look at Britney Spears.
But nobody can stop him because he's not like signed to record labels or anything. He's self-made. Nobody can stop him.
Eventually, the media will start ripping him down, and then all these, all the things that his mom's saying she'll do to him, all these things will start getting involved with him to either try and get him to sign a deal, or they'll side with his mom and get him sectioned. That's what happened with Britney Spears.
Quit dissing my boy.
I'm not. Listen, I genuinely, I have no opinion on the matter. I don't. But what I'm saying is, from an objective, not an objective,
Quit
from an unbiased side. Huh?
Quit yelling at me. Unless
I
you're
was talking
naked.
like I'm not naked. What?
Okay, then don't yell at me. That's the only time you're
No,
allowed to yell at me.
Listen, from an unbiased side, yeah, from someone who has no opinion on the matter at all, he's going to put himself in more danger by doing what he's doing now. Look at Britney Spears. She spoke up. They made her look mad. Her family was saying it for years before that. They then got all the rights to everything. And then Britney was trapped in that life for years. You think that his mum's not going to do that to Ryan? If all what he's saying is true, you think she wouldn't think twice about doing that to him?
I don't know.
All I hear is Frank tooting. Be good, just remember, I'm the managing mod now.
I took it away because you was bitching.
No, you didn't. Don't know why you say you take these things
Sounds
away.
like fucking dinosaurs growling in your background. Y'all got the fucking dinosaurs over there? It's exactly what it sounds like, a fucking dinosaur.
I was going for a walk, didn't I? Just going to see me pet T-Rex. Got to go and clean his shit off me mate's lawn.
You're cleaning shit off your lawn. You shit in your yard?
What?
You shit in your yard?
No.
Yeah, truly, I
Why
agree.
so
I don't think
vulgar? Why
this
can't
is
you
any
just be a nice girl?
comparison to Brittany. But I'll let Frank have his little moment.
No, listen. Britney Spears, she's damned if she does and damned if she doesn't. If she stayed quiet for years, they'd say, oh, she's broke down. She's having fun in front of the camera, something she hasn't been able to do for years. She's having a breakdown. Do you know what I mean? She's damned if she does and damned if she doesn't. She's living the years that she weren't allowed to do nothing. She weren't allowed to have kids. She weren't allowed to get married. She weren't allowed to do nothing.
But I
She
don't,
couldn't go on social
like
media.
Julie said, I see what you're saying too, but Ryan is a
But
lot more mentally together than Brittany was, and he's not going to allow that.
No, but listen, no, hang on. Listen, yous have an opinion on the matter. I don't. I have no opinion on the matter. He's not a star over here. I've only heard of him through you guys. So I have no opinion on the matter. Do I think his music's good? Yeah, I do. Do I think that he should lay off the internet? Yeah, I do. Do you know what I mean? I have no opinion on the matter, so don't start. I have no opinion on the matter though, so I think my opinion holds higher than yours because your guys are his fans. You're like the Britney fans that go, leave Britney alone. Do you know what I mean? You're making out that I'm attacking him and what I'm not.
Nobody said you was attacking him. Slow down now. Calm down, Frank. Calm down.
I'm calm. I'm out in the fresh air out here. Well, no fresh air.
Where are you going?
I told you I'm going for a walk.
I know that, but where are you going?
Well, I've just near enough in town now.
Yeah, he don't understand truly.
Because no, they're really not. You're looking at it differently. That's the thing. Ryan's put stuff out there himself that would trigger, like, if he was in a record deal, boom, gone, deal gone. Do you know what I mean? Because he's not in a record deal, now a record company would use that against him to sign one, and they'll protect him. If he doesn't sign it, he's got to waste all his money stopping his parents from getting his money. So either way, he's going to end up with nothing. And you can say, oh yeah, well he can make more music. Eventually, people are going to say, no, you're too much trouble. We're not putting you on our platform. That's what's going to happen. And he's not touring. And the reason he's not touring, and he said it himself, is because he's got legal battle after legal battle after legal battle. Stop going on the internet.
He doesn't like to go on tour and stuff. He don't like to do that.
But that's where his money is. He's an independent artist. That's where his money is. He doesn't want to be mainstream. Yeah, we get that. We know he doesn't want to get mainstream. But what I'm saying is, he's walking it. Doesn't matter. Forget about it. You aren't accepting what I'm saying because you're in groupies. You're his little groupies. You won't have it. Oh, bloody hell. Cotton's gone
Are you
quiet. That's
done?
a first. Yes, I'm done. I'm done.
I'm
Yeah,
waiting for you to get done throwing your little fit.
I'm not throwing a little fit at all. I'm trying to have a discussion with you about it, but Ryan is not golden.
Ryan is golden.
Listen, the things he's done in true crime, some of the
Ryan
things,
needs to run for president.
that's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. The days of presidents like what you know are coming to a very fast end. Soon you're going to have celebrities pushing it. And I've already seen that Oprah wants it. Could you imagine if Oprah was running your country? You would all be fucked. You would all be fucked.
We're fucked anyway.
Well,
Without
yeah,
any
but
fucking
listen, at the moment, you have a choice. Soon it's going to be a popularity contest. It's not going to be about parties anymore. It's going to be a popularity contest. It's the same over here. We just won't accept a celebrity as a leader, though. That's the difference. He's too young to run in 2024 for starters, truly A Beach, sorry.
When you come over here, we're gonna go visit Truly.
When I come over, are you mad? I'll get stabbed 17 times. This is for Ryan.
How is what I just said mad? I said whenever you come over here, we're gonna go visit Truly.
Yeah, and I said, are you mad? I'll get stabbed 17 times for Ryan. This is for what you said on that live stream, and you're holding me back going, yeah, Frank.
Get him, Truly. Get him, baby girl.
Be good, leave Ryan alone. Fuck you, that's killed me, that has.
Yep, Truly, I'm just gonna let you take care of him. I'm gonna make sure you come here during hurricane season.
Boy, that's supposed to scare me.
Oh, it will scare you.
Really? Okay.
The only thing I hate about Florida is fucking hurricane season. I gotta mute for just a second. So it's your show, Frank, and be good.
I got to mute as well. I'm at the main road.
I'm trying to make him be good.
I'm at the main road. You motherfucker. Muted before I could. What a motherfucker, eh? I needed to mute then. Cowbag. What sucks? I don't understand. You think you have gas now? Wait until you're in hurricane zone. I don't think you understand about. You're not the only country in the world, you know, to go through bad weather. It's not all about America, you know. Pooping my pants. Listen, you have no idea what I've done in my life. A little bit of rain and wind is not going to scare me. Try going through a desert storm. Now that's fucking scary. Oh dear. Well, we'll see. Okay, we'll see. Anyway, Cotton doesn't dictate when I go to America. For all she knows, I could be there now. Dun dun dun. She's sorry up. I need to mute.
I'm here. I'm just trying to get me some Mota in my system. I can't hear
Trying to get some what?
Mota.
I said trying to get some what? What's that?
Mota.
Yeah, what's that?
Mota.
Motor. Right, I got to mute for a second.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, he's gone. What y'all got to say now? I'll feed him to the alligators. No, Mota is Spanish for marijuana. Mota. See, Wacky knew what I was talking about. Mota. Let's get to Mota. Mota is Spanish for marijuana. Yeah, I was trying to, and Frank was fucking it up all the way through. So I'll just smoke with y'all. Fuck it. Ignore me if I cough a little bit. Oh, good. Be good. You be off. I hate Mondays too. Light them if you got them, folks. Yeah, he wants to talk shit and he can handle hurricanes and motherfucker. Look, he had a mute because he had to go take a poo. So we all know he's full of poo. Let's see here. Let's talk about this fucking married chick. Since she wants to fucking keep on going on about me. Let's watch when I was going to play this earlier. Uncle Will fucking rode up on her ass. Oh, you're back now, huh?
Oh, you're talking about me.
No.
Gonna feed him to the gators. Listen, I'll have gator for breakfast.
No, you ain't gonna have gator for breakfast here.
Uwo? Look,
Uwo.
listen. You watch. You can't do something. You're gonna wake up. You're gonna look out your window, and you're gonna see me wrestling an alligator. And you're gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
That would not surprise me if I seen
that. I'm telling you, gotta have a go at you. Steve Irwin did he?
And I'm reading the things. He has no idea what he's in for, truly. Florida is like its own little country, I swear. I don't even consider Florida part of the South. Everybody's like, oh, it's the South. No, it's not. It might be labeled as the South, but it's its own little fucking world, and it's nothing like the true South values and morals that true Southerners have. Sorry. No.
You know why? Because Florida is literally a state made of things that aren't from Florida. So, like, where you got the wilderness part. Huh? Yeah. So, people that live there and that, they're not from Florida. Do you know what I mean?
No. Yeah, like me. Truly.
Yeah.
That's all it
Yeah.
is. Everywhere. And they're fucking raising taxes on, I seen it the other day on the news, for renters and stuff. And it's getting outrageous. They're raising people's rent. And
Raising taxes.
it's crazy. I've seen some people that
I've just
lived in their home for
this
years.
delivery driver's asking
Now
where
they
the place
can't
was.
afford it. What?
Yeah, a delivery guy just stopped me and asked me where this place was, and I pointed at it. He walked up to the door and started knocking it. I've walked off, and I'm like, someone should tell him that you got to go around the side.
Why didn't you tell him, Frank?
Oh, I've walked too far now. It's too late.
You're an ass. Yeah, you seen
Yeah.
that too, truly? It's crazy, ain't it? Fucking rent and shit. It's
Yeah, but you know something? This is what, you know why the world gets so... You know, like when you say, oh, America gets a lot of stick. That's where it comes from. Because the American government, they raise the prices on things. And then when you come to, like, especially the UK, we've got a very, like, Asian population. So they follow suit. And they raise the prices to American prices. And then everyone else follows suit. Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
I know, truly, it's sad as fuck, man. I was watching it on the news and I don't know. I love Florida, but I don't want to live here the rest of my life.
She wants to move to Britain, does she? Oh.
Yeah, I'm freeze to fucking death.
Well, you've got a choice. You can either move to Britain and freeze to death, or you can get killed by the Chinese.
I don't know. Pick my poison.
Ah. I swear manatees are the damn unicorn. Unicorns are rhinos. Oh.
Oh.
So come on then, what's the hot topics in America today?
Fucking balloons.
Balloons. Yeah, you upset China that much. They're like, oh, we're gonna take Frank.
Maybe you can get a free ride over.
No, they would. I've seen it. I walked past that Chinese last night, and they had a special offer on menu: Frank fried rice. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I've been a loyal customer here since I was 7 years old. And I was like, oh, there he is. That's a run. That concrete bump? No, too wide. This is the dead part of the high street. This is nothing here but a few shops that never open.
What y'all want to talk about? I don't know what to talk about.
What do I want to talk about?
Crazy Mary.
Huh?
Talk about her.
Crazy
She gets my
Mary.
attention so fucking bad.
She wants your attention, does she?
Yeah, she always does. I don't know why. I've never fucking fucked with her until she fucked with me. I never fucked with her really until she fucked with Tammy Lou that day and thought it was me, and that really pissed me off. All the motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's crazy, that is. They all went over to her and attacked her.
Yeah.
And they can't say they weren't being arseholes to her, because even Mallory was saying there's no need to say that. There's no need to... do you know what I mean? You can tell Mallory's all an act now, can't you? Because she weren't like that in Savannah.
It's bad when Mallory is the only civil one. The only one
Yeah,
speaking some
but this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Now do you see how much of an act she is?
Yeah, because I respected her for that, and then she struck my fucking channel down. Like, I wasn't even bashing her over it. I was bashing fucking the other ones.
Yeah, that's what they all do. They don't understand the strike system. I think there was a point where everyone, do you know when like everyone had to stop streaming Molly because she was giving out strikes left, right, and centre? Yeah. And then something happened. I'm not sure what it was, but Molly was basically told, any more strikes, any more full strikes, we're taking your channel. And then people started fighting the strikes. So
I don't really fuck with Molly much. It's the other ones. Betty
Molly.
and Mallory.
Manlery.
Okay, here. You want to see the Uncle Will video? Okay, hold on.
What Uncle Will?
When he went to Savannah. Hold on, I got it.
Oh, yeah.
And they didn't know it was Uncle Will. He went down there looking for Quentin.
I found his channel. I was looking somewhere and he popped up. His channel popped up as a recommended channel. I was like, oh.
Because so Uncle Will went there one night. He just showed up. Nobody knew he was going. He showed up late after the hecklers and stuff had done left. And here it is. And this Crazy Mary was recorded.
Because the police said it.
Okay.
You don't watch the news?
I do watch news. Why you think I'm here?
The police said it. You're not adding any better.
I'm protecting people that need to be protected.
We were being quiet talking to my girlfriend. We were being quiet talking to my girlfriend at the truck. The big mouths left.
That's why we came, to be honest with you. I just missed her fucking ass. We'll be back to it.
No pain.
But there ain't no justice for that baby.
There is justice for that baby. We got justice in heaven.
Indeed, that baby is living.
Y'all see, they come at us that we're being, and me and her were being very quiet. Y'all see me on live. I have a YouTube channel. This kid comes and takes a picture of me. I asked nicely to take the picture down. Take his picture off. And they're yelling and cussing, like, and me and her, y'all know I've been on live, so y'all know we were talking to Angela, my friend.
Very holy baby.
Very, very quiet, talking about ordering a pizza. You hear this kid? Look at this, y'all. I mean, are you serious?
Same way, but you can't talk like that, though.
But we're being rude.
You're not going to get your point across like that.
No, you are not.
Because I'll...
Anyways,
Listen,
yeah.
no, let
Throwing up gang signs.
No, she said deuces. That's not a gang sign.
Oppose.
Danny, Listen,
What was
hey,
the
Cal,
other one?
listen to me.
That there's something else, ain't it? Good God.
Jesus.
Amy, get out of the road.
It's just me and her here alone, y'all.
I ain't gonna let nothing happen.
We ain't worried
And
about
these
nothing
people just
happening.
come up to us. Like, actually, we were talking to Angela.
Have you ever been accused of something you didn't do?
I have been.
Well, I've been in prison for it. For something
I,
didn't
and
do.
I understand.
And that it bothers
But-
me because
but-
this when they're out here, like when damn Molly and them's out here, I just missed them. Is what it was.
I tell you what, I agree with you on that.
That's bullshit.
Okay. and I
She
agree with
was
you on
the-
that part.
That's
And there's
what
certain
we've been
things that
watching
I
for
can
the last
agree with
45
y'all
minutes on the way over
Just
here.
like I can agree with this old man on certain things, but when there's justice for this baby, everything will calm down.
I'm the one that lights the candles and says a prayer every night for him.
Well, I appreciate that. Honestly, I do. And I ain't trying to start no trouble.
And I've spent
I was
hundreds of dollars out my pocket.
She's been listening to me on the way up here. That's what she's done. But I came to ask Molly a few questions. Why in the fuck did she come from New York down here? And she's got fucking 47 people, kids that was murdered in her fucking state this month.
You tell
And
me.
she ain't at her house. And the first thing with that bullhorn Betty, as soon as you go on her live, is the Cash App says, hey, sponsor my next
All my
project.
shit's free.
Listen, we understand.
You can watch me for
This
free.
is our place.
You
know what I
can
mean?
comment for me for
Yeah, I
free.
ain't-
I'm completely
No,
free.
this is Facebook. This is.
I don't do nothing for money. It's a group.
Nobody else. The locals here
Yeah.
don't
This
do
is
anything
all
for
local.
money. We are
That's-
here for
but that's-
justice for this baby, and we will be as loud as we want to out here for this baby.
Because
You
we
get on your
spend
YouTubers.
hundreds
If
of
that's
dollars
the
on
issue.
the
That's
baby.
what we was coming to.
Because we spend a lot of
Nobody
money.
else.
And
are
this
out
is
here
what I
for money.
and this is what I told
But the
people.
YouTubers?
Quit
Yeah,
spending money on stuff
Yeah,
because
that's all that they kept saying was about money and shit. And I'm gonna tell you,
No,
right now,
I'm
that
telling
bumped me
my
up
people-
all day when I was.
I'm telling my people like use it for
Oh,
candles.
trust me, we coming back. But I'm
and
bringing everybody with me.
balloons.
So when you see us pull up, just go that way. 'Cause
No,
we're
we
gonna
ain't
confront
going
that
nowhere.
shit.
Y'all
'Cause I-
can
Molly
confront who you want
ain't-
to confront, but we're not
Because
going
Molly
nowhere.
ain't
I'm
gonna
not
come
talking
back.
about like that, sweetheart.
No, I'm just saying.
When they
Because
pull
I'm
up,
being
just stand
came out
back.
wrong
is what
tonight for what I'm here doing, you know. So
When we pull, okay.
get
I'm
on your
just telling you.
YouTubers with.
We going to. We going to. Trust me. we
They
fixing
have
to
an
teach 'em a
issue
lesson
with
about
the
that.
YouTubers, and we do understand.
'Cause it ain't
And
about money. It's not about money.
No.
It's about that young
his
life.
okay.
And
Do
can't
you
nobody
know
tell
the
nobody
the
what
little
happened.
brother, the baby?
No.
The
No, I
baby,
heard that
not
one was
Quentin,
taken
but
out
the
of the house,
baby.
right?
They're both gone. The
Right.
baby and the
So the
his
problem
family
really is with
members
the
on
fucking
here.
children, his
Okay,
family.
you hear me?
Yeah.
His dad's brother and all's on here. Quentin's baby brother,
Right.
his family is on my group.
Quentin's, yeah.
The other brother, Quentin's brother.
And then that's
So
they
they don't want nobody profiting off them
No, they
boys.
shouldn't.
That's why they are on mine.
Right. They should.
Because I'm not profiting crap. I'm spending money and all my time. And I'm a single mom. My kids are
I
grown.
understand.
I don't have a boyfriend. I don't have a
Listen, and we're not
husband.
out here doing anything wrong by being a voice for the baby. Period.
This is the thing. These
We are
kids have to learn this shit because they're gonna grow up and be the same way. People have to learn to keep their hands off their kids. Like I'm not saying some kids need discipline.
I tell you what,
But you don't
nobody
pop
knows
1
what
year old.
truly happens
You don't
to the
spank
baby.
20-month-old babies.
But
What can
okay,
a
so
20-month-old baby
I'ma tell you
do
something.
that fucking bad that needs to be
Listen.
spanked?
No, listen. Okay,
Discipline is different
You're a
than
mama, ain't
spanking.
I'm a mama, yes.
And I have
I'm a
5.
mama,
I can
and
see it.
and
I
mine
have
are
5.
babies.
Now that guy comes up from nowhere with that kid. Yeah, the house with lights on.
It was the prime suspect. How do you know you're the prime suspect?
Because the police said it.
Okay.
Send me some love. Hey. Don't mute us. They can hear me. Motherfuckers. I gotta mute y'all, you fuckers. We still here. Anyways, y'all can hear this. I don't give a fuck, really, but I do. Okay. But all kinds of shit has went on. Yeah, they were served with something from the feds. Then
I want to know why every time
The cops come up. Why they get to go in again? And he came up to us and he pulled up in a vehicle, but I can't say it all, I'm on live, but he's got pictures of somebody else looking in the windows. And then within 2 minutes, the cops here and said they got a well check. That usually takes weeks, don't it? If you call about your grandma or your neighbor for a well check, like they don't show up in 2 seconds. Then he has pictures. And she was the first one gone. So I was standing. So they had me. But they wanted the car that took off. And they said they have her tag and everything. And they showed me her picture. And I said, I don't know who she is. I've never seen her before.
Right.
And they're doing an investigation on that for trespassing, for her looking in the windows. Now that guy comes up from nowhere with that kid. Yeah, the house with lights on. And then after everybody leaves, this guy comes up and this kid and takes a picture of me. I said, excuse me, could you take that picture up? I didn't give you permission to take a picture of me. Now I know he can't post it without my permission. He can't. I guess he could take a picture of me. Turns out it's a girl. So I don't know, he starts taking pictures of my fucking car. And then my chat's telling me that Cher paid them. And they start talking trash, like getting loud with us. And I'm nicely asked that kid to take that fucking picture. I said, why are you taking pictures of my car and me? Who are y'all? Why you waiting till everybody leaves to show up?
Cher didn't even know who Uncle Will was here. But yet Cher paid Uncle Will to show up. Yeah, okay.
But they wait till everybody leaves. It's just me and her.
It's a 10 o'clock ordinance.
It's just me and her.
Yeah.
We pay 115 together. Okay. And so that she comes up and like, so the dad's trying to cool down and get info. But he says he's about to stop all this shit. And I don't even know where the fuck they're from. I
was about to say, how's it gonna stop
come from? I guess that truck. All I know is they came from nowhere. Somebody had pulled over one of my girlfriends, checked on us, whatever. I was talking to her, and I see them taking pictures of my goddamn Jeep, and they start taking pictures of me. And this is a 15-year-old kid. And I'm like, and he's cussing and all this. And I'm like, you're talking about us? Well, I got it on record. I'm like, I said, you're 15 years old, acting like that, and you're going to talk about us the way we're acting? And you're supposed to be 15?
That's crazy.
And he said, it's a girl, not a boy. He said, that's my daughter. I'll deal with her when I get home. I keep calling him a boy. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. Her dad keeps he's over talking to Jay, but he waits till everybody leaves and pops up. Queen Beer shares people, yeah. So I can't have my phone near them because they can. Jordan, where's your phone? Is it in my car? Is your phone in my car? No, don't let them get too close to your phone. It only takes like 1 minute and they can record everything out your phone into theirs.
Okay.
I'm just telling you that.
Okay.
They fucking either work for Cher, they work for somebody.
They do. And he's got Harley Davidson on his jacket. Harley Davidson. Don't fucking Billy Joe ride a Harley Davidson? Mm-hmm. He's not a Billy Joe. He's not. I don't think he's stupid. I was 15-year-old just like, come on.
I've recorded all that.
Yeah.
I was like, you're going to talk about us and you're talking like that?
Yeah, she was like,
but that person might be undercover and be an adult.
Huh? Sure. It was nice meeting you as well.
They said we'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
I am. I'm the only one here. We are. My girl. You. One of the locals just stopped. The girl. Girl. What's your name? Michelle. The one that's always on here.
Well, yeah.
Sometimes.
Can't say nothing.
Oh yeah.
Now, but I can't.
It's somebody. It's one of our locals that's on our group. I have to pick my son up, y'all. Soon. So yeah, I will be leaving. I got my new phone.
You know what I mean? And I did not one time judge her. I did not one time judge you. You understand what I'm saying? So.
Damn it, this ain't my new phone. I don't know how to do it.
And I honestly believe that. But them right there, and she's saying them, I'm talking about.
Are you Brandon? Oh.
Do you know Brandon?
I know, hey, Brandon.
That's Uncle Will, motherfucking bitch. Now you know.
I got pepper spray. I don't need pepper spray. What?
Can I ask, are you collabing with anyone or working with any other creators?
No.
She had no idea who it was. It was Uncle Will. Nobody knew he was going or anything. He was going to shut down the tragedy pimps, Molly and Bullhorn and all them. Because they were calling Billy Joe a murderer and shit. And he's like, man, you're not going to sit here and accuse her of this, make money. He was trying to shut down the tragedy pimps. And fucking old Mary was scared to death.
What's it called? She was there after everyone left. Everyone had already left by then, hadn't they?
Yeah, but see, Uncle Will had to drive a ways to get there. That's why he was late. He didn't wait till everybody left. He was the one to get there when they were there and shut the shit down.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, she was still there after everyone left. Everyone left, and she tried to carry it on.
Yep.
And then there's the fact that she didn't become she mustn't have become a Patreon member of Molly's little crew. Because if she had, she'd have probably got 1,000 subscribers and been under Molly's wing for a bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To get in Molly's crew, she's not Saf Molly, and to get in a crew, you got to give her money. Do you know what I mean?
Uncle Will was shutting that shit down.
Yeah.
Look, this next video popped up. Have you seen this video on screen now? This is a oldie but goodie. It popped up to play next.
Yeah. Go on.
Let's watch this. I forgot about this. This fucking bitch. I went after this fucking Fueled by Coffee bitch. I did go after her. Tell you what, if I'm going after anybody, it's for a fucking reason. I promise you that.
No.
Bullhorn Betty?
Nope.
Okay.
No, of course not. I can have they're already on me in chat. You know how it is, right?
Yeah.
People,
when she said they're already on me in chat, she was talking about me. Because I was on her ass hard.
Trouble for you, but I'm not here for that. I'm not here for them. Okay. I don't want drama. I'm here to speak to you, not them. They're already on me in chat. You know how it is, right?
Yeah.
They're not gonna like you and they're going to cause trouble for you. But I'm not here with Betty. Yes, I love Betty. Yes, I love Olivia. Just like any friend, I speak openly and frankly with them. Very frank. We do with each other. And it's a great friendship. It's a blooming friendship. You know, just met them a couple months ago. I've only been on YouTube for a couple months. So 2 or 3 months now, maybe.
Yeah.
And you know, we're all free to like who we like, you know, and be friends with who we like. This isn't middle school or high school. So some people really need to just grow up and stay in their own lane, right?
Yeah.
And not worry about what everybody else is doing. Just focus on your own channel and your own life and leave other people alone.
Can I say, AB, I'm sorry. I know you're just being a dick right now, like in a funny way. And that's, yeah, that's your thing. It makes me smile. I'm not trying to be an asshole.
Who did this? Who brought you on? Like, why not? I would have you on in a heartbeat. I would have the grandma on in a heartbeat. I would have anybody on because if we're not doing this right here, if you're not willing to do this and speak to all parties involved in a respectful, curious manner, wanting to get to the truth and the facts of the situation, then you shouldn't be in this genre. You need to go over to Karama or something.
All right. So what would your questions be?
Okay. So my questions are, sorry, that triggered me.
That's okay. Sorry.
Okay.
So my first question is,
what triggered her was me coming on panel. She knew I was gonna get her ass.
like, was it this year? Was it recent?
I have to.
Yeah.
I
Do you know? Okay.
Yeah, I have to.
This year.
Yeah, but it was okay. Yeah, but we can't say the reason.
Oh no, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, it was. What month was it? Fuck.
I'm not sure the month, but it was this year.
Why do I want to say March for some reason? I will double check on that. But
Okay.
yes, you are right.
Did
This year.
Did she like do it on her own, or did she have an attorney? Because I know with guardianship, you can do it either way.
I'm not sure on that one.
I know I've answered that
'Cause
before.
I did all of mine on my own.
Yeah, I believe that
And-
it was done. Actually, no, not I believe. Billy told me, and I don't know if I shared that in a text. I have to go back through like 2 weeks of nonstop texting.
Now, does it actually say? Because I can show you.
It was on her own. Well, Billy told me that it was not like ever a court ordered deal of why that happened. It was
Yeah, I understand.
in-house situation.
Okay, so is it? Does it? But is it through the court as far as does it actually do paperwork? You know, where can I show you mine? Can I put mine on the screen? I redacted it.
No, because I don't have to answer that when everyone has already seen that the court.
Share, can I talk? Can I
Yeah,
talk,
please?
please?
Yeah.
Field, shut the fuck up a minute. Look,
No,
excuse
no.
me.
No,
No,
no, no, no, no,
yeah,
no, no,
no,
no,
Cher,
Cher.
don't trust her. I'm telling you.
I've had
She's
a
been
lot.
kicked
Yes.
off every channel. She's just getting information and running and
heard
telling
that.
everybody else.
I know.
Don't
What are
trust
you
this girl.
talking
I'm telling you.
about?
Shut up! I ain't talking to you, bitch. I've seen you. I've been around. I watch everybody. You've been kicked off every fucking channel you've been on, and you're not going to do this to my sister.
Okay.
You hear me?
I love you. I
I'm
love you.
sorry,
Calm down.
Cher,
I know. I
but
love you.
She's not going to do this to you.
I love you. Oh my gosh.
Lovely.
No, I have to say though.
I saw that coming.
No, I do. I let me say this is. I love you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love you. I have to say that. Fuck. I don't think you guys see her react like that much. So, but if I'm being fair, I asked, listen, I'm not going to fault her for that. And the reason I'm not going to fault her for that is because that is one of my best friends, my sister by heart. And I know why that happened. She's right.
She's just watching out for you, Sarah.
She
that's
lied.
all.
She lied to me right now on panel, and I wasn't going to say that. And also she has been kicked off of many panels because she lies to them and goes around. There was a reason I asked her the question first before she asked questions. I said, "Are you working with specific people?" And she lied to me. I knew it was a lie. I wasn't going to say nothing. Cotton Candy knew I wasn't going to say nothing. But, and as you could tell, I was hesitant in answering, right? I've answered some of these questions before. If you're watching and you truly care, you'd be watching. I wouldn't have to answer it 100 times. I'm just saying. Anyway, also, I didn't feel comfortable in sharing with that person anyways, because we've been emailing for the last like 24 hours as well. Again, to give fairness to her why she just snapped, because I want people to understand that didn't just happen. And if you guys know her, you know that does not happen. And anyway, yeah, I didn't trust it because it was a lot of trying to kiss my butt. And you could like, I like you on, can I get grandma on? And nobody was kissing my butt quite as hard as that one right there. I'll just say that. And yes, I know who she's working for. I knew who she's running back. And she slipped up in an email. She said, I just got off the phone with blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh shit. And I've been lied to a couple times in emails, and I was lied to the minute I let her on panel and let her talk. I was lied to, period. So, and some people are tired of that happening, but anyway.
You gave her a chance.
You notice how all of a
All right, that's enough of that.
And that was that.
That's enough
I
of
love
that.
y'all too. Huh?
I said that's enough of that.
I wasn't gonna let that bitch fucking do what to share what she done to everybody else. I didn't give a fuck about everybody else she done to. She ain't gonna come up and try to fuck with my people.
I didn't know if they booted you. Well, not booted you, but booted her and like took you off the panel. Give you time to
No, I
calm
took
down, was it?
myself off the panel. I took myself off the panel
Oh,
so I
okay.
could calm down.
Okay, is that what story we're going with?
I jumped down myself, yeah. And then she tried to put me back on. Like I went backstage and then Cher tried to put me back on. And I left again. I was like, nope, because I'm going to really show my fucking ass.
You weren't going to show your ass. You're not fun, am you?
Shut up.
Huh?
Shut up. No, that's what I say. No, but I went after that bitch hard after that, buddy, because she went after me. No,
Ooh.
fuck you. that fucking Fueled by Coffee. And the next day after I went up on panel and got her, she changed her fucking name to Crime Sleuthin'. Yeah, I'm talking about you, you fucking catfishing bitch.
Yeah, what she does is she goes around channels. I don't think she was working with Betty, but she
Oh, yeah, she
sucks up to
was.
her. No, listen, she sucks up to them to get subscribers, and then people clock on and they fuck her off. Do you know what I mean? I've seen her everywhere, like you said, you've seen her everywhere. And that's not someone who's working with people. That's someone who's literally trying to steal your subscribers and things like that.
Yeah, she was trouble.
Because I'm not being funny, but why would Betty work with her? Betty would only work with her if there's something in it to benefit her, and there was nothing in it to benefit her.
Yeah, well, because she went everywhere. I mean, she got kicked off Captain Kurt's panel. I don't know if y'all know who Captain Kurt is. He's Creek Squad. And but if you get kicked off his panel, that's really a shitty person because he lets everybody up there.
You must have done something wrong. Hey? Oh,
That
dear.
girl's fucking, I can't, with that girl. She's fucking wacko. Oh, shit. But yeah, fuck her.
That is not a dentist. He fucking is. No way. Oh, well.
What?
I was walking down the road and I seen a sign saying dentist. He does not look like a dentist. What are you so aggressive for?
Because I got a fucking aggressive Brit.
How am I being aggressive? I'm just saying that he's not a dentist and you're like, eh.
And I'm just going to go back through my old videos. I don't even know what all the fuck I got on here.
Dun-dun, 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 dun-dun. Hello?
Hello.
I didn't know if you... all right.
No, I'm just looking. I'm squirreling, I guess.
Squirreling.
Squirreling.
Oh, there's a bit of squirrel stew. What we're going to do when there's no banks?
I don't know.
What we're going to do?
I don't know. What are you going to do?
I don't know what we're going to do. What we're going to fucking do?
What are we going to fucking do? I don't know.
You've never got the answers, have you? I just fucking put on something.
I think I'm going to get off here, honestly.
Oh.
Yeah. I might come back later. I don't know.
Yeah,
He's
doubt
gonna make
that.
me perfect hillbilly wacky, yes.
We'll make a perfect hillbilly. Oh, dear.
We can make you a little hillbilly.
What you say?
We can make you a little hillbilly.
We are not making a little hillbilly. Get that out your head. Rocky's a little trouble causer, ain't she?
No.
Yeah, she's stirring the pot.
No, she's not. You stop it.
That's it, take a wrench. Do you know you can control what your mods do?
I know.
No, as in like, you know, like you got the, like they could time people out and hide and things like that. You can go on to your settings now and you can take away the abilities. Because some people don't like them timing people out, they just want them blocked. Some people don't like them blocking people, they just want them to time them out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I
I
time
don't
them
think you
out
do
one
that.
time. If they fuck up again, I'll block them.
Yeah, I noticed that yesterday.
Yeah, I give them a chance. No, fuck you. So I don't really want people blocked on here, but if they need it, yeah, you know, just time them out.
People get blocked, that's as simple
We
as
don't
that.
really get no bad people. I love it.
It's just that marshmallow person that keeps turning up. Huh?
What?
Do you know what I mean? Keeps turning up and being weird in the chat. Huh?
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 Yeah.
Huh?
Oh my god, you sound like a donkey.
What noise does a goose make? Huh?
Lord.
Praise him, I know, praise him.
We do. I love it over here, truly. A lot of little people. Quality over quantity for me. All right, I'm gonna get off
So,
here.
I just wanted to point out, since watching that video, I've brought some meth to try out.
Some what?
I said, since we've watched that video of that, whatever her name is, I said, I brought some meth to try out. if anybody's interested.
No. I hate that bitch. God, I hate her.
All right, and I'll let you go.
All right. Bye, y'all. Thank y'all.
See you guys and boys.
Adios, amigos.